Well, there we go then. Louder. I asked the producer how long for the speech, and actually they said 5 minutes top. So if I go with that, Malcolm will obviously tell me to shut up. I've first just got to say that Dave and Ludi don't know they're studying today. Ludi and Dave, top geezer. Cheers, mate. How long have I known Dave? Well, I've known Dave for over 10 years now. When he was a boy at the trainee in the BBC, and now he's a proper boy at the BBC. People come up to me and say over the time, it's like, for Dave at work, who would you have as the cameraman for a big job? Obviously, we need someone reliable, someone trustworthy.
Where's Simon?
Great. And actually, we need someone at Glastonbury only in about a month's time. So we thought, honeymoon, no, forget that. We need Dave at Glastonbury. So who do I choose? Simon Graham. We weren't going to mention the stag night, were we?
No, we weren't.
No.
Moving on.
Obviously, people have heard about the stag night and what's happened, and we won't mention anything about that. But we did lose something at the stag night that Dave did seem to quite like at the time. Is that right? So actually, we did find this, and we'd just like to return it to Dave.
I know you'll find that's the extra large. That was the one I had.
There we go. It's all yours. Do with what you will.
Yeah, Ludi. Well, yeah, I won't go there.
Right, how do they meet? Well, one Friday night back in 3 years ago, September. Dave, help me out here. Yeah. I went up to see Jane in Oxford. Jane used to live in Oxford, and I used to travel up there weekends to see her. And this one particular weekend, Ludi was living with Jane and also Vanessa. Was Vanessa? Yeah. Vanessa was away this one particular Friday night for the weekend, and so off we went down to the pub, the three of us, for a few drinks, and came back to the house where they had a massive pool table in a massive conservatory, probably a third of the size of this place. They're a bit like girls behaving badly down there. Whenever I used to come down there to try and play pool, I'd always get beaten every time. So after a few glasses of wine, Ludi says, "Have you not got any single friends then?" I thought, well, there might be one guy I can think of. So picture this, I'm outside the conservatory on the grass, phoning Dave up at 1 o'clock in the morning saying, "What are you doing tomorrow night, Dave?" "Why?" I said, "Well, there's somebody down here that I think you should come down and meet." He said, "Well, I'm supposed to get out with the old school buddies tomorrow night, but if you'll tell me, is it worth my while coming down here?" So I just went, well, there we go. Well, put it this way, she's French, she's an air hostess, she's tall, and she's drop dead gorgeous.
Really?
What time do you want me down there?
Pretty much how it went.
So the next day, Dave comes on down to Oxford, normally an hour and a half trip, but the M4 was like a car park that day. He stopped on the M4 for probably about half an hour, and the rest. And eventually, sort of 2.5, 3 hours later, got up to us. We were waiting, and obviously Ludi was waiting for Dave, quite nervously, to see. Dave arrived into the conservatory and just plonked himself in the armchair and just said, "I need a beer now." And there was Ludi in the kitchen overlooking the conservatory, just having a quick peek to see what it looked like. So after 5 bottles of bud was consumed, I know. We went to Oxford and had a nice meal. Coming back from that, we came back, had a few drinks in the pub to the wee early hours, and as we say, we're here now. The rest is history.
Absolute more.
So that's how they met. And I just like to finish with. I know Dave was talking about on this sort of suit dress about wearing hats and not wearing. He said he put a hat on and he just didn't look the part. A few other words were said at the time. And obviously the stag night we did have hats on, but you know, at the time he was French captain and I was English captain. But I think definitely tonight he is deserved to be the English captain. Thank you. And now I'd just like to hand over to Gallant, Ludy's sister, for a few words. Right!